name is Gerry Murphy, and I was born in the year of our Lord 1932. I was born into a bricklaying family. My father's name was William and my mother's name was Annie. And my two eldest brothers was born, and there was 9 boys and 4 girls. One of the boys died at childbirth, that was Joseph, so I took his name when I made my confirmation. When I came to the age of 13, my mother called me one day. There was a school strike on, and she said, "I want you over here," she says. And I said, "What's wrong, Mommy?" And she says, "Your holidays are over," she says. "You're going to Tech." And my eldest brother, Willie, at the time, had to be, they were reared in England, the 2 boys was reared in England, so I was bound to him. And then we had to go over to Cuff Street, and that's when we were over there. We took a Masonic oath, as it was called at that time. Well, that's what I remember, because they lit a candle and I made a pledge that I would stay on as a bricklayer, you know, and he was going to be he was my sponsor, whatever you like to call it. So Willie was the guy to look after me. But eventually, like, that kind of moved on, because once you were bound, and that's the hard part, once you got that done, it meant you were on your own, literally speaking, because there was no guarantee you were going to get a job with your brother Willie. That wasn't going to be on the card. So you spent the first 2 years in Bolton Street Tech, and in Bolton Street Tech you had kind of, we weren't just that we had our bricklaying that we were learning. We also had a great variety. There was a lot of singing in there. Don't ask me where the singing came from, but there was a lot of singing. So once you come out of Tech, you were sent on an apprenticeship then. So I got a job working for one of the big builders, but I got a job in Fatima Mansions. And in the time when we were in Fatima Mansion, there was 50 apprentices there, which is unknown. 50 apprentices from all different walks. And there was older bricklayers there, which you wouldn't be an apprentice to them, but even if he was 2 years, he was senior to you. And we worked on the site in Fatima Mansions, and the bricklayer foreman was called McCabe. And they were a very well-known family, and very great bricklayers. Always wore soft hats, the bricklayers going to work. Always wore their suits going to work, or they'd be in the pond the next week. You know what I mean? They'd pond them on the Friday or the Saturday. I remember when Mr. McCabe said to me one time, he said it was raining, and he said to me, he came around, he said, "What do you think of their day?" I said, "Yes, sir," I said, "What do you think?" It's a bad day, sir. "Well, what would you do with them men out there?" I said, "Take them in off the scaffolds. It's very wet." And when I wasn't long after that, the crane collapsed on the same scaffold and brought the whole scaffold down. So the bricklayers, when you were working on the building sites, you could be working away from where the work was going on, and you'd hear somebody singing. And then when the singing would start, we'd all kind of join in. And the singing were songs that kind of, some of them would have been a lot of rebel songs. There would have been an awful lot of rebel songs. And one of the songs that used to stand out with me was "Underneath the Lamplight" at the Barrack Gate. You would hear that, you know. "Oh, underneath the lamplight at the Barrack Gate, darling, I remember the way you used to wait. 'Twas there that you whispered tenderly that you loved me, would always be. And I, Marlene, Marlene. Oh, orders came for sailing, summered over there. How unconfined the barracks was more than I could bear. I knew you were waiting in the street. I heard your beat, but could not meet my lily of the lamplight, my own Lily Marlene." My name is Gerry Murphy. I am the last of 9 brothers. I would like this to be a tribute to my family.